All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about something that can feel incredibly complicated, implementing massive enterprise software. But what if there was a roadmap for it? Well, there is. It's called the Epicor signature methodology, and it's designed to turn a potentially chaotic process into a journey that actually succeeds.
So, we've all heard the horror stories, right? Huge IT projects that just spiral out of control. They miss every deadline. They blow through their budgets. And it happens way more often than you'd think. The real question is, why? Why do so many of these big projects fail?
Well, it really boils down to one simple thing: a lack of structure. Without a clear, agreed-upon plan, a project just descends into chaos. People get confused about what they're supposed to be doing, the goals are fuzzy, and pretty soon the costs start piling up. This is the exact mess that a good methodology is built to prevent.
I mean, think about it like this. You wouldn't just hop in a car and start a cross-country road trip with no map, no GPS, nothing, right? Of course not. A major software implementation is exactly the same. You absolutely need a guide, a plan, a roadmap to make sure you get where you're trying to go. And this is our map. The Epicor signature methodology isn't some new theory. It's a standardized model that's been polished and proven over thousands of successful projects. And this isn't about being rigid. It's about having a reliable framework so that everyone on the team knows exactly where they're going and what's coming next.
So, what makes this roadmap so good? Well, it's built on 5 key principles. It's organized, so everything has a place. It's systematic, which means you follow steps in a logical order, no skipping ahead. All of this makes the whole process predictable. You always know what's coming next. And that predictability is what ultimately makes it cost-effective and, surprisingly, flexible enough to handle whatever unique challenges your business throws at it.
Of course, even the best map in the world is pretty useless if you don't have a good crew. A successful implementation isn't something that's just done to a company. It has to be a partnership. It's done with the company. And that means both sides have to bring their A-team to the table.
Now, check this out. What's so smart about this setup is how the teams they mirror each other. See that? Your company has a project manager for your internal folks. Epicor gives you a project manager who's your main point of contact. You bring in your best people, your subject matter experts, for the core team. Epicor brings in an application consultant whose entire job is to become an expert on your business. It's a brilliant structure that just forces constant alignment and communication. Okay, now we're getting to the heart of it. The journey itself. Let's walk through the 5 distinct stages that take you all the way from signing a contract to running your entire business on the new system. The whole roadmap is broken down into these 5 clear stages: prepare, plan, design, validate, and deploy. Each one has its own specific goals, its own checklists. It's all designed to make sure nothing gets messed before you move on to the next step. So, let's take a closer look at each one. First up, prepare. And here's something that might surprise you. A lot of this stage actually happens before the project even officially kicks off. This is where all that critical information that was gathered during the sales process, your needs, your timeline, your budget, is formally handed over to the project team. It's a simple step, but it's huge for making sure everyone starts on the same page. Stage 2 is plan. This is where the real implementation blueprint gets created. After a big project kickoff meeting, the team does something absolutely critical. They map how you do business today against how the new system works out of the box. This isn't just a tech exercise. The whole point is to find any gaps early. Those unique ways you work that the standard software might not handle, and then make a plan for them right from the start. In the design stage, the team finally starts building. They configure the system and, maybe most importantly, they start moving your data over. You know that old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Well, this is the moment to prevent that. It's a massive opportunity to clean up your old data before it goes into the new system, so you can really start with a fresh, clean slate. Okay, so the system is built, but does it actually work for your business in the real world? That's what the validate stage is all about. The most critical part of this is something called user acceptance testing, or UAT. Think of it like a final dress rehearsal before opening night. Your own employees get in there and run through their actual daily tasks to make 100% sure the system does what it needs to do before you flip the switch. And here we are, the final stage, deploy. This is the big moment, the one everyone's been working towards. A super detailed go-live plan is put into action. Every last end user gets trained, and the switch is flipped. The whole goal here is a smooth, seamless transition to running your entire business
on the new platform.
Now you might be thinking, that 5-stage model sounds great for a brand new system, but what if you're already a customer and you're just looking to upgrade? Well, that's where the flexibility of this whole methodology really shines.
And this slide shows that flexibility perfectly. For a standard implementation, you've got all 5 stages. It's the whole shebang. But look at an upgrade project. The journey is streamlined down to just 4 stages. They basically take out the design stage because, hey, you're building on a foundation that's already there. It makes the whole process faster and way more efficient, often using cloud tools to speed things up even more.
So, after navigating all those stages, you followed the map, and you finally reached your destination. What's the payoff? What do you get for being so careful and structured on this journey?
Well, the big one, the one everybody cares about, is a reduced total cost of implementation. It's simple, really. By being organized, systematic, and predictable, the methodology gets rid of the chaos and the expensive mistakes that kill so many unstructured projects. A clear plan saves time, it saves resources, and in the end, it saves a lot of money. But the journey doesn't just end at go live. There's one last step, and they call it graduation, which I think is a great term. This is the formal closing of the project, where your team transitions smoothly from working with the implementation crew to working with Epicor's ongoing support team. It ensures you've got help lined up for the long haul. You know, this quote just perfectly sums the whole thing up. An intelligent plan isn't just about starting something. It's about knowing where you're going, knowing how you're doing along the way, and having a really good idea of when you're actually going to get there. It turns a scary, chaotic mess into a predictable journey. So there you have it, the roadmap to a successful software launch. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Because a structured path isn't just for software. Now that you have the map, think about your own work. What big, complex, messy journey could you make simpler, clearer, and a whole lot more successful with its own roadmap?